I didn't grow up learning about money, and for years I struggled because of it. But when I decided to take control of my finances and trust God in my journey, everything changed. Stay tuned for more of my story. Hey there, friends. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. I'm Cassie, founder of Faithful Finance Academy, and your guide to making money moves that honor God and set you up for success. Let's dive right in. Let's be honest. Most of us didn't grow up with financially savvy parents. And this is not a knockdown on parents because, as my son Justin always reminds me, parenting didn't come with a manual. So perhaps our parents grew up without financial literacy as well. But I made a decision to change that. And today I'm sharing my journey with what I've learned and how you can experience financial breakthrough too. Growing up, money was always a struggle in my household. There were 5 of us, and money was always stretched thin to accommodate the needs of each of us with only one income to cover it all. No one taught me about saving or investing or building wealth. Although our necessities were covered, anything additional I wanted had to wait, and by then the trend had passed and I no longer needed the thing that I wanted. This obviously brought on a great deal of stress as a young adult, seeing everyone else perhaps enjoying simple things that probably didn't cost a lot of money. But because we didn't have any additional money, I always felt like I was missing out and couldn't enjoy certain things with my friends. I knew that something had to change. So I started educating myself. I started reading books, listening to financial experts, but most importantly, leaning on God for wisdom. So about 5 years ago, I was back at home in New York City. And something that I'm accustomed to doing is whenever I'm faced with a challenge in my spiritual walk with God in a particular area, I start praying and asking God for help in that area until I feel like I've experienced breakthrough. And being generous was an area I felt that needed that breakthrough. I mean, I wasn't cheap and I paid my tithes and my offerings, but I realized that I wasn't generous, and that bothered me a great deal. So I started praying and asking God to make me a better steward of my finances. Because let's be honest, we're simply managers of what God has given us. Everything is made by Him and for Him, and we're simply called to manage all that He has given us. God has called us into dominion, and understanding our dominion begins with recognizing the significant role that God has assigned us in creation. Being granted dominion is interconnected with a call to stewardship. We are not just rulers, we are managers of all that God has created. Finally, after 2 long years of praying for this and being put to the test, when God would place me in certain situations to be generous and give when I didn't have much, and He was calling me just to trust in His fidelity and just simply walk in obedience, despite of not understanding how this would end up, I did it anyways. That's when I finally felt like God had given me the breakthrough that I needed. I started budgeting and saving and investing and getting out of debt. I now was able to give despite of whether I had or not, because I trusted that God and God alone was my provider. Not my employer, not my job, not my spouse at the time, not my side hustle, but it was God and God alone. This right here was the game changer for me. Trusting God shifted my mindset about money. I mean, guys, I have to share a little bit of what I experienced during the global situation that we experienced back in 2020, where everyone was getting laid off, they were losing their jobs if you weren't essential. People were fighting each other over toilet paper and eggs and Lysol. But for me in my house, it was a time of complete abundance. A time where I was giving people money and helping people pay their rent, while at the same time saving money for my down payment of my new home. There was never, and I mean never, a lack in my house. And I thank God for that. Had I not been praying prior to this event happening, I probably wouldn't even be here today sharing about financial stewardship and taking control of your finances. Through this journey, I realized that I wasn't alone. So many people struggle with finances, not because they're lazy, but because they were never taught. That is why I created Faithful Finance Academy, to help others break free from financial stress and step into financial wisdom and abundance. Our mission here is to equip believers with biblical financial principles to break free from debt, grow wealth with integrity, and create a legacy of generosity. If you clicked on this video and are still watching, I believe your heart's in the right place in wanting to be a better steward of your finances. If you're ready to take control of your finances and trust God to lead you to financial freedom, I'm here to help. Through my coaching, I'll guide you step by step to build a foundation that lasts. So click the link below to book a 30-minute clarity session with me, or download my free financial breakthrough guide to get started today. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss money tips rooted in faith and financial wisdom. Thank you for watching, and remember, saints, trust God with all your heart. On to the next one. Be blessed.